Hello YouTube vintage stereo restorers and Yamaha appreciators and other brands. I ran into something here that I thought would be a good tip. If it's not, tell me so. Okay. I'm going through this CR66 and I'm running into these. There's several of these slope back transistors with the black oxidized leads. This happens to be a 2SA844. There's about 5 of these inside here. And a good match for it is a 2N2907. I have a few of those here. It has similar characteristics to a 2N3906, a little higher collector voltage. Here's the thing that you run into, and it's funny, I was just halfway into this that I remembered a mistake. Well, not a mistake, but something I discovered years ago. I was into one of these, I think it was a 520, it was something. I've been doing this, over a few decades. And I had no FM, just a bunch of garble. And I figured out that the output after the discriminator was not getting into the multiplexer chip, okay? Just to make a long story short. And I figured it out was one of those transistors. I said, oh, black leaded transistor, I replaced it. And it was better, but not quite right. Here is the complementary transistor to that, a 2SC1917. Works fine, the leads are still metal color, they're not really oxidized, but on the schematic it's a direct coupled push-pull pair taking output from the discriminator through the muting circuit and into IC102, which is the demodulator chip, the multiplexer, and they need to be a match. So if you replace one because it's not working, or you're doing preventative replacement such as I am on this one, you need to put in a matched pair. So if you look it up, a 2N2907 and a 2N2222 are a good complementary pair with characteristics that slightly exceed those. Okay, that's fine. That's good. We can make this work. One thing I can tell you about these, desoldering them, you wouldn't want to have to change this one too many times in the life of the unit. These small foils are a little bit sensitive. You've got to vacuum them out as you go, So let's spin it around and get to here. And this is in a bit of a tight spot. There's the VCO adjustment. There is the 2N2222 already put in. And what's interesting is this replacement, the leads have a different pinout. So you've got from your right to left, emitter collector base on the original transistor, but the new transistors are emitter base collector. Not a big deal. You just kind of switch the pins around since they're going straight across, and when you're doing this you need a little bit of insulation because they will cross. So just a little bit of the old shrink wrap tubing, and then very carefully get it in there, like that. That one is actually a little smaller, but it's a match. It will work good. I've done this before. Then you spin it around. Yeah, there's 2 ways to work on a chassis like this. You can either spin around and solder on the vertical, like I'm doing, or you can flip the thing over and back and risk your lower back. That's what I find after years of doing this. And there's a whole video on this, is injuries that happen to people that do this kind of work, and computer stuff too, right? Kind of like every day working with your hands. You end up getting carpal tunnel if you're lucky. Now we gotta solder this. Ooh, I'm a little shaky. It is not as easy. Gotta get the iron really clean here. I'm just cleaning the iron. Ow, my hand. No. soldering with the thing facing up is the best, because then gravity works in your way, but it also is a bit of a pain. So what we do is we get this one here, just feed it in like that, just slowly, and with the iron pointing the way I'm doing it. See how nicely that flows into there? Just like that. Because they're so close together, I gotta kind of check. Did anything run? No. So we'll just even this out a bit. I don't really need to cut these off, but everything from the factory was. Next person that opens this will go, oh, hey, that was replaced, but it's good soldering. So there's the NPN and there's the PNP, and maybe I should try it out. My headphones are way over here. I'm going to try to reach without knocking the solder. No, I can't. I'm going to hurt myself if I do that. Let's just flip it on. Volume down. If we get a station stereo, it's working. Yeah, it's working. No problem. It'll be fine. But just to reiterate, if you get, especially it's a garbled sound that you'll get if that PNP transistor goes bad, and it's always the sloped one that goes bad. Very, very similar situation to the C458s. That's a Hitachi transistor. What is this one? Doesn't say. It's not the same. Same pinout, and they're complementary. I almost wonder if this one was changed, because the others that are in it are a different transistor. Anyway, thanks for watching, listening. We'll keep this short. Thanks.